flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't nothing left. Gotta keep the flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't nothing left. Going till there ain't nothing. Keep the flame on. Gotta keep the flame on. Gotta keep the flame on. Keep the flame on.
Hello and welcome to the University of Worcester Arena for the final quarter-final in the BBL playoffs as the Plymouth Raiders take on the Worcester Wolves, just 2 points separating these two teams from each other in that first leg. And well, we've just had one of the classics prior to this where there was only 2 points in it, and I've asked both coaches, please can we have more again of the same, Anson? One of them said he'll see what he can do, the other one said no, I don't want any of that. As a coach, they want to win this game and get it put to bed and nice and easy.
Well, if it's anything like game one, you know, then we're in for a treat. I felt like this was, in terms of intensity and the battles and the controversy, the technical, you know, fouls being thrown around and just the pure competitive nature. This was an amazing, matchup. The third versus sixth, but very, very little between these two clubs. And we are hoping for much of the same today.
Well, that's the point. It was a little bit feisty out there 2 days ago. And do you think any of that carries over? Does it start new? What do you reckon?
Yes, I do. They tell you in sport to have a short-term memory and forget, but it's not like that. You still remember those battles that you had, individual on an individual basis, but also on a collective basis as well. That game was a really good game, and it was a lot of highs and lows as well. So I'm sure that'll carry through into today.
Well, I spoke to both coaches a little earlier to see what they thought was going to happen tonight. Well, Paul, 2 points in it, very finely balanced. What's your view of the tie as we go into the second leg?
Well, it should be a great game. I hope it's not as close as the game where we just saw, but no, we would, hopefully we've made some right adjustments over the last couple of days, and we can come out here and do a good job tonight.
And when you look back at the film, what were the things you were looking at that you thought you could do a bit better?
Well, I think there's some times where we could have shared the ball a bit better, made that extra pass, get to the first slide, second slide, third slide, and turn down good shots for better shots. And if we can do that tonight, I think we'll see some more production out of us there.
And from a Wolves perspective, obviously they've had roster changes throughout the season. What do you make of them as a lineup? Because they were pretty good 2 days ago, weren't they? I
thought they were great. I thought they played a great game, and if you look at the stats, they should have beaten us, without question. And we managed to find a way. I think we led the game for only 2 minutes, so it's tough. We've got to have a better start defensively. We certainly can't give them a 15-point lead before we start playing. So, we've spoken about that as a team, and hopefully tonight we'll be at the races from the start.
Well, good luck in the game, PJ.
Thank you.
Well, Matt, very finely poised, just a basket between them after the first leg, and I assume you just go out there, play the game, and if those 2 points matter, you'll worry about it in the last few seconds.
Yeah, I think, you got to manage what you can control, right? And ultimately, we know there's that 2 point deficit, but that can be squashed early on there, and then we can move on from there.
And from your own perspective, what did you take out of that game that you want to replicate, if you like, in this one?
Well, we obviously started really well. I think that was probably the best start we had all season. The guys played very selfless. We defended well in the half court, got out and found some output in transition. And a lot of people know that in the half court we were very, very efficient. But probably this year we haven't run as well as probably other teams. And if we can ante up in that area, it just takes a little bit of pressure off the offense. I think also we probably just need to be smart about certain personnel. We didn't really negate their strength on the offensive glass in the last game, and obviously we weren't as precious as we could be with the ball.
And obviously you're a little undermanned with Parks being out injured, and Brandon Anderson only just coming back from injury. Physically, with this short turnaround, how's the team?
I mean, we've been in good spirits. We just had a really good pre-game. I think the guys are motivated. Sometimes adrenaline will compensate for that. They're a young group. They've rebounded well in the short spells as a general rule. So we just need to go and get it. It's playoff time.
It is indeed. Enjoy it. Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, no doubt if the Wolves are to come through, that man will have a big performance. A lot goes through Jordan Williams.
It does indeed, Dan, and I thought he had another big showing. Double-double for him, 12 points, 10 rebounds, but I think for the Wolves especially, they had 52 points in the paint, which is a lot of points anyway, but to have them in the paint, and Jordan Williams is a massive part of that.
Well, let's take a look at the team lineups for this evening game, starting with the home team, at least on paper, the Plymouth Raiders. And, well, Ashley Hamilton, interesting, obviously got ejected from the game on 2 technicals. One presumes he's going to use that as fuel for the fire, and he's going to come out and want to, show that he's the best player on the court.
Yeah, and Ashley Hamilton's one of those players that we've asked him to show up in big occasions, and he's delivered pretty much on every occasion. So I'm really excited to see how he performs today. And he had to leave that game very early, so he's got some unfinished business to attend to. And
if we have a look at the lineup for the Worcester Wolves, the visitors in their own building on this neutral court, Brandon Anderson is obviously the most intriguing one because he's been out since March with an injury. They brought him back the other day, played pretty well, I thought, but can he do it again 2 days later, having missed so much basketball? That's going to be important for them.
Yeah, it is. It's a big ask, but I think he's the type of player that showed us his caliber, and he is, for me, an all-star. What I really liked about this Worcester lineup is you had 5 players in double digits in game 1, and the 2 players coming off the bench, then Brandon Anderson and Daniel Johnson-Thompson, they both had 8, so you had a lot of offense from all those 7 guys.
And one thing I like that Paul James has done today, he's put Ryan Beastie into the starting lineup. He only started 1 game in the league this season, but Beastie was phenomenal for them the other day. Won't always show in the stats. I think he only had 5 points, but he had a tremendous game for his team.
Dan, you hit the nail on the head. Your stat line wasn't bad. It was 5 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. But more importantly for me, and I know you love this stat, his plus-minus was 22. It's absolutely incredible. And the game was a 2-point game.
2-point game, and they were 20 points better off when he was on the court. Well, the teams make their way out for this last of the quarterfinals, and they will take the knee again, as we have seen across the season, across the British Basketball League and the WBBL as well. And we are ready to go. Jordan Williams and Mike Ocharobia will jump it up, and we are underway. And it is the visitors, Worcester, who start us off here in Worcester. McSwiggan. Well, that pass not great. It's going to be a backcourt violation. Well, one thing that Plymouth pretty much lead the league in is noise from the bench, and we can hear them already.
It's there's got to be a correlation there between that and their performance as well, because obviously they're a top 3 team. But no, it's good to see that the bench is getting involved to pick up the slack from the few thousand people that would have been here on ordinary circumstances.
Here's McGill driving in. Ocharobia just dropped it. Ball on the floor, and that will stay with Plymouth, but they only have 1 on the shot clock.
It's a good pass there from Ricky McGill. Mike Ocharobia would want that one back.
It looked like he was expecting him to go up there. McGill to inbound. Lobs it towards Morcell, and, well, Worcester come away with it. Would have been a shot clock violation had they not grabbed the rebound. Kimball's going to take the 3 off left. McGill, he's going to take the triple. There's Beastie again. That's what he was doing so well, offensive rebounding.
Oh, promising start from Beastie. Already earns his team another possession.
Hamilton looking to go to work. Drives in strong. Good stand from Williams, but can't get hold of the ball here, the Wolves.
A bit of a stalemate here, though.
1 second on the shot clock again. Lobbed into Ocharobia. Still they can't score. All those possessions, no points. Williams to Wagner. Gets to the elbow. Back iron. Ocharobia turns it over. Well, the pass was a bit away from him. Well, Coach McLeod, the Newcastle coach, said in his post-game interview, you can't get to 1-0 and park the bus. We might do at this rate. Here's Jordan Williams, and we got some points on the board.
Oh, there it is. Points in the paint. What they did so well in game one, and Jordan Williams, a guy that can give them a bunch of those.
McGill looking for room along the baseline and finding it.
Ricky McGill, just all-star status, 28 points for him in game one. He played the whole 40 minutes as well, so incredible endurance from him.
You would imagine he's going to be out there for the thick end of 40 again today. Kimball under pressure, Beastie denies him. Numbers here for the Raiders. Hamilton with Morcell, throws it a little bit low. Mike Morcell chucks one up.
The guys look nervous, don't they? It's a very chippy game at the moment. Passes not on the money, catches not clean.
Burns going strong, Beastie with the foul.
I thought Elijah Burns was really good again, and he has been since Parks has went down. A larger responsibility naturally, but I think he's relished the challenge. He had a lot of dunks too in game one, and that's what it was, a remarkable first quarter from the Wolves.
Well, they were dunking everything in the early stages, weren't they?
Yeah, and then you've got a guy as well like Josh McSwiggan. He's the type of guy, you know, when you play a video game and you've got the fire flame sign on the bottom of them. That's Josh McSwiggan. He can get you 10, 12 points in one quarter. Now, the criticism of him is that sustainability. You know, he'll then go missing for a quarter or two, or maybe the remaining of the game. But he has got the skill and the ability and the confidence to get you a lot of points in a short space of time. And that's what he did in the first quarter.
Well, almost 3 minutes gone. It is 4-2. Morcell for three, off the mark. Even the shots have been well off rather than, just bouncing off the iron. Here's Williams in the low block, looking to spin baseline. Comes back the other way. Going the long way round to the finger roll.
That's great defense, and there's only so long you can contain Williams. I asked myself, where's the help defense there? But Jordan Williams, superb move.
McGill driving in, dumping it off. Travel. Morcell wanted to go up first time and then changed his mind, but shuffle of the feet in the process.
Well, that's the second occasion that's happened to Mike Morcell. He's kind of got those happy, excited feet at the moment.
Boutneck driving hard. That's a goaltend. Hit the backboard first.
Martin Boutneck has done a really good job there of slicing his way to the rim. He's got that pull-up jump shot in his game as well, and the three-point shot. So you're going to be very, very cautious in defending him because he can do so much.
Well, Paul James said we don't want to spot them 15-point lead early on. They've given them 6 here. It's Hamilton. Rims out. Raiders struggling to score. Jordan Williams with the hook off the mark.
Well, he doesn't make the shot, but I like their intentions there. Go down low. Try and get yourself a high percentage shot with Jordan Williams, the man that can get you there.
Hamilton drives in strong. Still no points. Boutneck out to Burns for three. Knocks it down. And immediately turns to Paul James' second quarter timeout, but he didn't. His team down 9. They've only scored 1 basket in 4.5 minutes. Could do with some points here. McGill up and down, travelling violation.
Well, we've seen this, haven't we, in game one? We've seen the quick start from the Wolves and the early adversity for the Plymouth Raiders. Ricky McGill leaves his feet here and no options. I think he thought he got fouled maybe. I'm not sure. Bizarre play.
Williams driving hard, takes the contact, he'll shoot 2.
Worcester Wolves getting good shots. They're using the pick and roll with Boutneck. They're also low post entry to Jordan Williams. They're getting what they want at the moment.
was a long way short. Second one is a bit too long. McGill takes the foul from Burns. Anderson into the game for the first time as Kimball sits down. Midway through the opening quarter, still just 2 points on the board for Plymouth. Hamilton trying to bully his way to the basket, and the foul is called.
Just see two big boys get up against each other there, and oh, I don't know what else Jordan Williams could do there. In all honesty, it's a lot easier for me to assess in slow motion, but either way, Ashley Hamlin doing a good job to get himself to the free throw line while his team's offense struggles.
Well, they're on pace for 40-something at the minute. I'm sure it'll pick up. Here's McSwiggan. Williams drives in. He takes the foul, and that's going to be number 2 on Ucharobia.
Some early whistles here. Again, Jordan Williams attacking this time, and oh, some soft calls early on.
You wonder if some of that, because it did get a bit chippy at times the other day, whether the referees have seen that as well, and whether they're thinking we can't let it get to the point where it ends up with, I can't remember, was there 4 or 5 technicals in the game? Will Neighbour into the fray for Plymouth after the early foul to Ucharobia. Morsell spinning. It's well defended, but that's just better offense.
At least Mike Morsell just bigger, stronger, more aggressive on that occasion. Nice finish from him.
Bartlett. Swinging for 3. Off the back of the ring. Hamilton with the defensive rebound. Out to Beastie for the triple. Air ball, but right into the hands of Morsell. Give him an assist.
Morsell, good activity there. It was a bad pass to Beastie. That's why he had to adjust and get it into his shooting hand. Consequently, make the shot go off, but Mike Morsell active early.
That's an offensive foul. Leaning into that, Johnson Thompson.
That's again, a moving screen. Oh, Johnson Thompson brought good energy in game 1. 8 points off the bench with some rebounds to match.
Plymouth looking a little more in their rhythm, and they've brought Dusha into the game, which frees McGill off the ball. He gets it to Neighbour off the glass, and they've cut the lead to 3.
Well, Will Neighbour's a guy that can score the ball and shoot the ball very, very well. Sure, he'll be an added asset to them now off the bench.
Anderson gets into the lane, and he will shoot 2.
Guys looking to get to the rims. A lot of calls early. Again, another bump on the body deemed by the referee.
Well, every foul for the Raiders has resulted in 2 free throws for the Wolves so far.
That's what Anderson did a really good job of as well in game 1. He got to the he shot 8 free throws, got to the free throw line. He didn't make a high percentage. He was 4 for 8, but you know, it's encouraging a guy coming back from injury, still making things happen, creating for himself.
Dusha pass had a lot of zip on it. Morcell was able to hang on to it. Johnson Thompson trying to get the steal, but called for the foul. It's going to be his second.
Wrestling inside there, aren't they? It's physical in there.
Well, he's going to sit down with Burns coming back. Dusha to Morcell. Kicks out Hamilton for three. Off the mark. Rebound Williams. Kimball. Good hands from McGill to deflect that. He almost stole it the first time. Dusha back to Neighbor. Spots up for three, and you've got to find him in transition.
That's his shot. He's casually jogs down. Trail three. The easy shot for Will Neighbor.
Anderson gets all the way to the basket, lays it in.
So tough. He's could have elected to shoot that ball, but he doesn't. Strong dribble with the left. Gets all the way to the rim.
McGill into Hamilton, round to Neighbor. He's just made one. Not from the corner, though.
Worcester got away with one there, and good vision from Ashley Hamilton to locate his teammate in the corner.
Anderson again getting into the paint and scoring.
That's tough, and you know what you will say, Brendan Anderson has only got one game under his belt in almost 2 months of being absent from court, but it shows that it's got the rust off for him.
Gill gets a friendly bounce.
Ricky McGill is a formidable scorer, and the Raiders going to have to call upon him and his ability to score the ball.
Anderson off the mark. McGill steps back for three. Hamilton trying to keep it alive for Plymouth and doing so. Goes back to Hamilton. Trying to spin. And unable to finish.
Good move, but bad defense on that occasion. Jordan Williams, strong body, hands up, didn't foul. Made it very tough for Ashley Hamilton there.
Kimball misses the three. Dusha. Neighbor has the mismatch, or does he? Because Anderson rips it away from him. Anderson pushing to Kimball, goes underneath the basket for the lay-in.
Wow, the 1-2 combo there, pushing the ball, and Kimball with a crafty finish. He loves a difficult shot, Kimball.
Shot clock is off, so Plymouth are going to tick it down. Trailing by 6. McGill getting all the way to the basket, back iron, and we might as well shoot that. It's one of those games where every point matters. If you heave one in from three-quarter court, it's another 3 points to the total, but they don't. But a good start to the ball game once again, as they did in the first leg. Perhaps not quite as free-flowing as it was in the first leg, but they have a 6-point lead, Worcester.
Yeah, they'll take it down. It's not a 16-point lead like they had in game one at this point, but no, I think they'll be the happier of the two teams. And you're right, Dan. There's no real fluidity, is there, on offense from either team? But I just think that the
Dusha, Morcell for three. Good work from McGill to get that offensive rebound. There's going to be a foul on Kimball on the rebound.
It's a good battle there from the two. But good push of the ball from LVC Dusha, and found Mike Morcell in the corner.
Gill back to Dusha. Dusha Oh, friendly bounce for BC Dusha for 3. Ooh, what's happened there? Hamilton's down. I didn't quite. Did you see what happened to him? I didn't quite see.
I didn't know.
Let's see if we can see on the replay. He goes up. Ooh, a tweak of the ankle. That looked like a nasty one.
Difficult thing with this one as well, Dan. You know you're a competitor and you're going to play through it, but you're going to battle through today's game. But know that if you advance, the semi-finals isn't too far away. So time for healing is it's pretty much non-existent now. You're in the playoffs, so it's the mind over matter. Just playing through the pain and being as productive as you possibly can. Thumbs up from Ashley Hamilton. So hopefully it's just a tweak that he can manage.
Yeah. Burns trying to feed it down to Williams. Beastie behind him, looking for options. Out to Wilkins. Wilkins penetrates. Gets all the way to the basket. The Raiders come away with it. Morcell out to Neighbor. BC for 3. In and out. Morcell with the offensive rebound and put back. Takes the contact. Bonus shot coming.
Mike Morcell's activity has been crucial for this Plymouth Raiders team. When you're not shooting the ball very well, you need guys like him to crash the boards and create second chance opportunities to put points on the board, and that's exactly what he's doing. 6 points personal for Mike Morcell.
6 offensive rebounds for the Plymouth Raiders. Well off the mark. Wilkins for 3. Hammers down the rebound.
Huge rebound and putback from Elijah Burns. Incredible. That's like a missed 3 as well. So you're going to get some height to put that back. Wow.
Dusha driving in. Neighbor with the rebound, stripped away, but illegally so. Slightly late whistle, but I think it was the right one on Anderson. Dusha. He goes straight up and he throws it, but it's just there across the wrist. Oh, look where he is. He makes the pass on the three-point line to follow that one in.
Incredible. It's just a desire and hunger for the basketball too, which we've seen on the other end. Mike Morcell's got the nose for the ball today. He's chasing down offensive rebounds, and as a result, he's getting rewarded and increasing his points tally.
Well, Will Neighbor at the free throw line misses the first. Misses them both. It's one of them where Jordan Williams is going to say, ball don't lie, because he didn't think it was free throws. He was just querying that with the referee. Here's Kimball. Trying to find some room, has to go up high. It's a travelling violation. Dusha. Stolen away. Bartnett gets it forward. Wilkins chased by Morcell and blocked by Morcell.
It's a great chase down by Mike Morcell. You saw it coming.
Neighbor now for 3. Plays at either end for the Plymouth Raiders.
And that's a 5-point swing down. It should be a conversion for Wilkins, but he gets blocked by Morcell, and then Will Neighbor hits a 3.
Oh, hang on. Hang on. Everybody step back.
was a really odd fall from Beast. They get wrapped up there, and it's like a slow motion fall.
Here's the block. Great chase down. Oh, no joy for Williams. It's one of those games where you almost feel like I should take the headphones off so I can hear all the chatter out on the call.
It's been a mini drama series within this fixture, I'll tell you that.
I think the director might tell me off if I don't listen to him. Here's Dusha. Trying to go behind the back. Steps round, but too strong. Williams with the rebound almost loses it. And it came off the foot of Morcell. It's a delay again, says the referee to Morcell there, who took a shot he didn't need to. Referee Keith Williams handing out the warning. Kimball creates some space for himself. His shot is a little bit short. Beastly with a good rebound. Dusha drops it out to Morcell. Morcell looking to drive, and he gets all the way to the basket. You can see Williams on 2 fouls, didn't want any piece of that.
No, good decision from Morcell. Good to see, even better decision from Jordan Williams not to foul.
Foul called on Dusha. His second. A lot of guys on 2 here in the early stages.
Yeah, it's odd. It's one of those games where you feel like the whistles went a lot, but neither team were in the bonus the first quarter, but they did have four fouls.
McSwiggan for 3. Great work from Burns inside, but he travels with it.
Burns has got good activity today. He's so strong. It's a good offensive rebound.
Well, Ashley Hamilton is obviously feeling better on that ankle as he comes back into the game. McGill into Hamilton. Back out to Morcell for 3. Boutner kicks it long to McSwiggan. And he has it knocked away, and that will be... No, the referee pointed at McGill, which made me think he was giving it to down court, but he is, in the end, giving it to the Wolves. Here's Williams. Back out to Kimball. Backnet into Burns. Travel, went up and down. He just sort of jammed the ball on the side of Ashley Hamilton's body.
It's a good stance from Ashley Hamilton, who came over there, just stood up straight. It's really good defensive play from Hamilton.
We've seen so often that with the ball there, players swipe down at it. He just kept his hands up, and therefore the travelling violation resulted. Well, Plymouth lead by 2. Worcester have called a timeout with 5:41 remaining in the first half.
Yeah, I think Coach Nubia looked to draw some plays up. I mean, offense is in short supply at the moment for the Wolves. They've only scored 2 points this whole quarter. So they're going to have to figure out a solution here, because this level of scoring isn't sustainable for them. But credit to the Plymouth Raiders defense, which has clearly increased in intensity. Guys chasing balls down, securing the defensive rebound. They've made things difficult for this Wolves offense.
That play there would have made it 25-20, and as a result, it's 25-23.
5 point swing. in a matter of seconds. So it's a huge plays. And Mike Morcell then at the centre of many of them, leading. Well, along with Will Neighbour with 8 points so far in this game.
Morcell. McGill offered the screen. Gets to the elbow. Tough shot.
Really is, Dennis. Very, very difficult to guard someone Ricky McGill's caliber when you can pull up like that.
Did anybody touch that? No, they didn't. It's straight out of bounds and will be a Plymouth ball.
Well, this is a big opportunity for the Plymouth Raiders here. Wolves clearly struggling.
Dusha. McGill now with 5 on the shot clock, takes the 3. He's halfway down court, he knew that was in.
Goodness me, Ricky McGill taking over this game.
And the Plymouth Raiders taking a 7-point lead. Wolves need to get the scoreboard ticking somehow. Stuck on 23. Boutneck has it knocked away. Plymouth off and running with Hamilton. Getting all the way to the basket, missing the layup. Oh, the tip doesn't go. Second attempt, Neighbour gets it home.
Just getting beat up on the boards. The Wolves have to secure the defensive rebound. It wasn't a second chance, but it's the third chance opportunity there that the Raiders converted.
Boutneck. Burns, it's Wigan. Back to Burns. Foul call. I think the basket will count. They haven't signalled it. Yes, basket is good.
Much needed basket there, and Josh Smith-Swiggin. Good decision from him to pass to the active Burns, who has been that consistent source of offense for the Wolves. That takes him to 9 points personal.
Three much needed points for the Worcester Wolves. 4 minutes from halftime. Raiders lead by 6. Here's Hamilton. Backing down. The iron. Burns with the rebound. Boutneck getting all the way. Beautiful from Martin Boutneck.
It's a game of runs, Dan. You don't score for a long, long time, but as soon as you get one, sometimes it opens the floodgates for more to come. 2 quick scores from the Wolves there.
Neighbour. No, they held off. We had to rearrange that one in off the glass.
There was a kind of a fake when he'd left the ground and used the bank shot to kiss it up in the basket.
Anderson, it's just a little bit behind Burns. He's able to recover. Anderson, they've lost Kimball. Misses the 3 though. McGill for the triple. He was really comfortable with that.
He was. It's one of those instances where sometimes you catch shoot the ball before you catch it, and Ricky McGill's confidence is on 100 right now. Give him the ball.
Boutneck just got caught in the head there by Will Neighbour.
He's one of the best in the league at orchestrating that pick. The screen, the pick and roll, pick and pop. He's so good in that pocket. Uses the screen there, doesn't just attack the rim, he's using that space, looking for either the pull-up, the pass.
Burns. Fires up. Misses everything. Sentence with the rebound. Marcel now looking to back down, use his size and athleticism for two.
Like Marcel's been phenomenal so far in this game. 10 points personal for him.
Anderson trying to get it to Burns, but well, stolen right back by Kimball. Here's Burns, and he dunks it again.
Good hands from Brandon Anderson and Kimball combined to keep it alive, and Elijah Burns finishes with authority.
McGill, cross court to Sentence, now Neighbor. Hamilton. Marcel goes underneath.
Nice move there. Used that rim to protect himself so he doesn't get blocked.
Burns for three. They needed that.
Wow. Big shot from Burns, who stepped into that one. It's his second three of today. 13 points for him.
Wasn't the highest arc you've ever seen, but it's the outcome that matters. With a minute to go from halftime, they were double figures down. And this is there's ebbs and flows in a aggregate system. There are times when one team's on top and the others, and you just got to ride it out when you're behind and try and be close enough that when your momentum comes, you're able to close that gap.
Well, this is mirroring game one. You know, the swings aren't as large or as great, but the first quarter you'd give it to Worcester Wolves, you know, the better team. But the second quarter, you know, Plymouth Raiders have been better both ends of the floor, defensively and offensively. And I think the issue for the Wolves is that they're not shooting the ball very well, but defensively they've had breakdowns there, and the Plymouth Raiders are punishing them. And the offensive rebounds again has been a plague of this Worcester Wolves defense.
Well, Burns has 15, leads all scorers. The problem is the Raiders have 3 guys who have 12.
Wow.
McGill, Marcel, and Neighbor. And they're all 60% plus shooting numbers as well, so very efficient. 36 points between those 3. McGill brings it over the halfway line. Sentence running off the screens. Cherobi, who got those early fouls and not been back since, and almost turns it over.
Brandon Anderson is such a good anticipator of the ball. He's been involved in those passing lanes and intercepted the ball on a number of occasions already in this game.
McGill's got to shoot here. Fires up. Hits the ring, so the ball is live, but the Wolves will watch it bounce out of play.
Well, they'll happily watch it bounce out of play because Ricky McGill is more than capable of making that shot.
.8 left in this first half. A stop and a score would be big for the Wolves. Other way round, a score and a stop even. They get the score. Paul James is going to call a timeout with 24.4. His lead is down to 6. He wants to stretch that before halftime.
Oh, nice play there. Simple screen from Jordan Williams, and Mike Archerobia doesn't really know whether to commit or get back to his man. And while he was deciding, Brandon Anderson pulls up and shoots a jump shot.
Well, Worcester led by as many as 9 in the early stages. Plymouth have led by as many as 11 here in the second quarter. It's 6 right now. And Well, the difference between 6 and 9 psychologically is big here. If Plymouth can get a 3 or an and 1 to finish his first half, they will feel really good about themselves, particularly as they've got that 2 points in the bag, so they can tell themselves it's a double-figure lead.
Yeah, I agree, Dan. You know, solid stop here from the Wolves to give them the confidence, because they haven't been very good defensively. You know, yes, Plymouth Raiders have, I think, have increased their playing standards, but Wolves haven't been great defensively. They've had breakdowns there, and they've been really poor at securing the rebounds as well. Plymouth Raiders have really beat them up on the board, so one good defensive stop here can take them into half-time with the belief that they can turn this around.
Morcell just waiting for time to tick. Now to McGill. Around the screen, has the switch he wants. Here's Sentence, puts it on the floor, floats one up and in for 2. Kimball from three-quarter court is after the buzzer. And that will do it for the first half. And the Plymouth Raiders have the lead here at the interval, with a 43-35 advantage thanks to this score right at the end.
It's a big play there from Elliot Sentence, but again, Boutnet has to know who he's guarding. Elliot Sentence is not a natural three-point shooter. You almost want to make him shoot over you there instead of running off the line, and Elliot Sentence makes him pay.
Well, a discussion between Matt Newby and referee Williams on the way out about something or other as they head off to the locker room. And essentially 10 points between the two teams at the half, but as we've seen not only in this game but throughout this tie, this can go back and forth in many different ways, and momentum a big key here in this quarter-final.
It's huge, Dan, and Worcester Wolves are going to have to clock in an improved performance in the second half. They really struggled in game one with turnovers. They had 19 turnovers, and even Coach Newby alluded to that in the pre-game interview with yourself. You know, they've already got 9 turnovers now, so they haven't looked after the ball particularly well, but they're also losing the battle on the boards, 24-17, and you cannot do that against a team as talented as the Plymouth Raiders, because they will punish you.
They certainly will, and they certainly have to this point, but a lot still to play in this basketball. We've got another 20 minutes at least to go. It is the Plymouth Raiders 43, the Worcester Wolves 35 at the half. We're going to take a little pause. We'll be back with the second half in a few minutes' time. to the University of Worcester, the final quarter-final in British basketball playoffs this season. We have 3 of our 4 men's semi-finalists. We have all 4 of the women's semi-finalists. And there's 1 spot left to take. And that will be either Plymouth or Worcester. And right now, it's trending towards the Raiders, who had a good second quarter, having fallen behind. But this guy, Ricky McGill, pretty much in the second half of the season, has been a walking bucket, really. He just has a lot of ways to score.
He's something special, isn't he? And as you said, Dan, I think his versatility is his most dangerous asset. He's quick, he can shoot the ball good enough, and I think most importantly for him, he wants to make plays in crucial parts of the game, and that's what he's done for this Plymouth Raiders team, and that's why they finished so high in the league. He's been excellent as well in those big stage games as well. If you remember the trophy final, he was excellent in that, and he had 3 30-point games or two 30-point games in a row, so he's clearly someone that can score the ball and do it consistently.
He certainly is, and he seems to be getting better and better as it goes on, and they'll be hoping it goes on for another week or 2 here. And well, one of the guys that I thought was really good for them in the first half, for his activity as much as anything else, was Mike Morcell, the way he gets after the offensive glass and the way he finds ways to score for his team.
I agree, Dan, and he was good for them as well during a really difficult period in the first quarter. Here he is there attacking the rim. That was his first basket of the game, and then he was the one who was living off those offensive rebounds. He was generating more offenses for his team. Here he is penetrating and kicking to his teammate. Again, offensive rebound, and these plays are huge, especially when your team's not shooting the ball, and that was huge. That was a start of a 5-point play there. He takes out 2 points that should be for Wilkins there, and then down the other end, Will Neighbour hits the 3, and beautiful rearrangement there from Mike Morcell.
Well, this quarter-final tie has gone back and forth on a number of occasions. You feel like the next back has to be in the favour of the Wolves, or it'll get too far away from them.
Yeah, I think so. I think this first 5 minutes of the third quarter is absolutely crucial for the Wolves here, because let's not forget as well, this Plymouth Raiders team are a better team. We've seen this in the league. This is 3rd versus 6th. Remember, I know the game 1 was incredibly close, but that means that the Wolves have to play out of their skins or near perfect game to even really compete with this Plymouth Raiders roster. So yeah, the start of this third quarter is absolutely huge. I mean, they have to look after the basketball. They've turned the ball over too many times, and they've got to figure out a way here to compete with this Plymouth Raiders team on the battle of the boards.
Well, the Raiders did only score 2 points in the first 5 minutes of the game, so it means they scored 41 in 15, which shows you what they can do. But from a Worcester point of view, they could do with another 2 over the next 5 minutes. McGill into the finger roll.
That's an encouraging start for the Plymouth Raiders. Get the ball in the hands of the guys that can do it best, and Ricky McGill is certainly one of those.
Out to Jordan Williams, takes it hard but misses. Travelling violation.
Good defensive stop from the Plymouth Raiders there, but Morcell again with those happy feet we saw early in this game. Good test from Mike Hotcherobia there as well.
It's a foul for a hand check.
Oh, goodness me. Not a lot in that one either.
Here's Kimball. Creates the contact, misses the lay-in, but cleaned up by Jordan Williams.
It's a difficult putback from Jordan Williams there. Big, strong arms coming across the defender and tapping it back in.
Morcell wants it down low. He's guarded by Boutnick. They can't get it to him, and it's stolen away. Anderson out in front, but McGill gets it back. McGill, nice pass. Jarobia for 2.
That's great play there from Ricky McGill. He's dragged the defenders all the way over, which creates more space for him to thread the pass through to Mike Archerobia, who finishes.
Nice. Oh, double block. I think it was a goaltend, was it? Yeah. I think it was. I think it hit the backboard and then got pushed onto it, was my real-time take. The Plymouth bench are convinced it wasn't, though. See if we can have a look. If it hits the backboard, it's a goaltend. If he pushes it...
Oh, I think that's a block, Dan.
Yeah, I think actually there was a block and then a push onto the board, if you like.
It's a really tough one, I think, in real time, isn't it?
It's because there's 2 hands get to the ball. Well, you can see why the referee thought it was a goaltend. You can see why Plymouth thought it wasn't. Here's McGill for 3. Rebound Burns. Boutnet gets in, trying to dish it to Burns, and Hamilton's in the way.
Good hands from Ashley Hamilton. He saved the basket in that deflection, because Boutnet didn't have any other options but to pass to the cut and Burns there, and you know what the end result is there. If Burns catches the ball there, it's going to result in a dunk.
Williams, oh, nice.
So pretty. He's using the strength to start the move and then the finesse to finish.
McGill, that's a big old screen from Hamilton. Beastie short. McGill with the rebound, feeds it. Oh, what a block from Burns! But the foul is called.
Again, it's an offensive rebound for the Raiders, and good pass inside there, and oh, look, a very good block to me.
I guess because you're coming from behind, there's a lot of places where you can commit the foul that aren't on the ball. Still an 8-point lead for the Plymouth Raiders, which is 10 on aggregate. Anderson gets all the way to the basket. That is nice.
Such a nice move, Brendan Anderson. We compliment so much on his offense because he's very good at, at scoring the ball, but he's been really good defensively today. Just anticipation, hands in the pass lane, stealing the ball.
Beastie for 3. Again, it's a little bit short.
Good rebound for Brendan Anderson there. Going down low to help his teammates out that have struggled with securing the defensive rebound today.
Anderson now for 3. Boutnet on the offensive glass. There's Anderson a second time. It's short. They might get it again. Williams is first there. Williams takes it in and flushes it down.
Wow. Look, Worcester Wolves giving Plymouth Raiders a little bit of their own medicine there. Hunting in packs. Third chance opportunity there, and they converted through Jordan Williams.
Cut it down to 4. Morsell gets the foul.
Good work again from Mike Morsell. You starting to see a shift here, and the energy levels of the Wolves increasing, but a mismatch down low with Boutnet.
Well, this is worth another look. Look at the aggression. He sees the gap and he's just goes and hammers it down. Both good from the line. Anderson for Worcester. Gets his way in. That is an unbelievably difficult shot that he's made look easy.
Incredible. And Love to watch Brandon Anderson play because he's so creative as well.
Ooh, he almost got another steal there. McGill driving in. Ocherobia at the second attempt.
Again, Plymouth Raiders just working to get offensive rebounds, and then yet again they punish the Wolves.
Williams, nice pass. And Anderson backdoor for 2.
Things starting to come a little bit easier now for the Wolves offense. They're moving for each other and sharing the basketball, which then instills belief on the other end of the floor.
Well, Jordan Williams imploring his teammates, let's get a stop. McGill looking it round inside to Ocherobia, probably went the long way. Jump ball the call, and the possession arrow goes in the favour of the Wolves.
It's a good contest, isn't it? Ashley Hamilton versus Elijah Burns there. Both battling for that board. Oh, compared to the first fixture, this is a PG rated. No technicals flying out, no elbows or bodies flying everywhere. This is a family rated sporting event right now.
Well, there's plenty of time left in it. Burns to Kimball for 3. That's way off the mark.
Yeah, Kimball's struggled so far in this game. He's a guy that can make a lot of difficult shots, but he's currently 1 for 8. And I'm sure he'll want another opportunity of that one back.
Well, Chris Porter-Bunton isn't playing today. He picked up a bit of an injury on the Tuesday on the first leg, but he certainly let Kimball know that shot did not hit anything from the bench as Hamilton driving in and Burns commits the foul.
Still Hamilton working that baseline, and a clear foul there from Burns. Ashley Hamilton, another guy that's had to fight through injury this year and then incorporate himself into a winning team. You know, this was a team that did very, very well without him, even though he was such a big piece of the puzzle and a reason why the success has been in the Southwest this year.
Well, his only points in this game have come from the free throw line. Just the 2.
That is something he is really gifted at, you know, regardless of how well he's shooting the ball. And I remember the BBL Trophy final, he had 8 points and not made a field goal. And he did that because of his ability to attack the rim and get fouled and get to the free throw line.
Anderson lost it off his own leg.
Oh, rare mistake from Brandon Anderson.
Nika Elan in the game, playing the full court pressure. Can't remember, did he come in the first leg, or is this his first taste of the action? No, he didn't come in the first leg. Here's Hamilton to the ball away. And shooting woes continue, 0 for 8. Oh, McGill is almost there in that passing lane. Boutneck shoots the 3. Fun eye, and Elan gets his hands on it.
Also for Elan.
Anderson gets all the way in. Williams now, he misses, and eventually the Raiders secure possession.
Good work from Will Neighbour there. He had guys flying in, all over the place.
Dusha back to Hamilton. Finally gets a shot to go, and it's worth 3.
That's a big one from Ashley Hamilton. First field goal today, and that was a difficult shot.
Anderson, they've got him trapped, he gets out of it. Shot clock down to 4. Jordan Williams doesn't shoot many threes, but he knocks that one down.
Goodness me, equally as big there. Ashley Hamilton down one end, and then Jordan Williams, best of British, going at it.
He made 2 3-pointers in the league campaign, Jordan Williams. He only attempted 18.
Ricky McGill again, his trickery. So difficult because you've got to honour that pull-up jump shot because that's what he likes to go to.
Swigging back into the game. Johnson Thompson sitting down. 2:54 left. Poutneck not wanting any seconds to tick as he lets it roll up court. Anderson. Jordan Williams driving hard. Good help from Will Neighbor. Dusha pushing it at speed. Dumps it off to Morcell, and he will score.
Good push there from Alvisi Dusha. And Mike Morcell again cutting at the right time and in the right place for the putback.
Anderson getting all the way to the basket. And I think it's Neighbor rather than Hamilton, although Neighbor's not convinced he fouled him either.
Anderson goes off this screen here and nice in and out. Tries to extend the shot and oof. It's hard for me to tell, but I know Ashley Hamilton's block was clean.
Second one is good. Here's McGill. Pick and roll with Hamilton getting to the basket, and that was well run and good timing on the pass. McSwiggan with the foul.
Was a good pass from Ricky McGill, and that's a good thing about Ricky McGill as well. He's one of those. He's a scoring point guard, but he understands and knows how to find his teammates there. And Ashley Hamilton is very effective in there. I know he's not really had his best shooting night, but he'll catch that ball and make something happen in those areas.
Well, they're hanging about at the minute, the Wolves, without threatening to get all the way back in this game. Plymouth trying to shut the door on them. Dusha call for the foul. Anderson out to McSwiggan for 3. Jordan Williams in there, and that will be a great defensive play.
Ricky McGill, basket saving block there, and Jordan Williams goes back up to power it up, and the point guard's coming over to swat a shot away.
McSwiggan round to Elan. Elan for 3. Back iron. This is the moment here. Minute and a half to go in the quarter. Raiders with the chance to get double figures back in front and really give themselves some breathing space going into the fourth. McGill dancing his way to the basket.
2 big back-to-back plays from Ricky McGill. Wow.
Elan resets for 3. Williams with the offensive rebound. McSwiggan Leaves his man on the floor, and he's fouled at the rim.
Josh McSwiggan is one of those guys that has not really been able to get going. He hasn't shot the ball a lot today, but he was such a big part of the reason why they had the early lead in game one. Just the ability to catch and shoot.
Makes them both from the line. Dusha back out to Hamilton. Thinks about another three, puts it on the floor instead, and knocks that down.
Whoa, that was a controlled shot there. Good defense from Jordan Williams, contested.
Anderson almost stripped away, but somehow he scores. Well, the clock is off. They can take their time here. Morcell's going quick. He gets blocked. He gets blocked again, and McGill puts it in, but chance here for the Wolves to get one back. Anderson spins, knocked loose, thrown towards McGill, but there is Williams on the buzzer. No, not quite.
Jordan Williams almost had another three-pointer to his name there.
Well, we've reached the end of the third quarter, and the Plymouth Raiders are 10 minutes away here from a playoff semi-final. They lead the Worcester Wolves 68 points to 57, another couple on top of that with the aggregate. And, well, the Wolves, if they're going to make a run, it needs to come fairly soon.
It does, Dan, and they were flirting with it, weren't they? They got it. You know, there was within 5 points for, you know, a big chunk of that third quarter, but I think the resistance there and I think the professionalism there of the Plymouth Raiders have just seen them through. Again, they've been aggressive in crashing the boards, and you know, Ricky McGill, I think you're going to have a special mention to him. Not only has he been scoring the basketball, but he's found his teammates and he's got them the ball in areas, and you've had players like Ashley Hamilton come into life as well, making big plays.
Well, obviously they're, you know, one of the top teams in the league at this stage, but a playoff semi-final has not been a regular occurrence for the Plymouth Raiders fans over the years. They obviously made that semi-final from 8th seed when they knocked the London Lions off when London won the league in the last playoffs that were actually played in 2019. They made one in 2012-13, a semi-final from the 6th seed. But, you know, they haven't got to the last four that often. As much as we look at the talent on court and, you know, the money that's come in and the budget that they've got, you know, for the lifelong Raiders fans, the chance to see their team in a playoff semi-final will be something exciting and to enjoy.
Yeah, it was, and that was something we were trying to achieve for many years when I was down there, and you know, we'd made the finals, etc. But you know, the playoffs was always something that plagued us, and no, you know, a lot of people down there and a lot of loyal fans in the southwest. So I have to dedicate a special mention to them, and all my fellow Janners down in the southwest that are rooting for this Plymouth Raiders team will be very, very happy that they've got a semi-finalist that they're supporting this year.
Well, there's still 10 minutes to get there, but they're looking very close to it as Hamilton throws it down.
Oh, that's a great play there to start this fourth quarter, and marked with an authoritative dunk from Ashley Hamilton.
Well, they have never made the playoff final. I'll be hoping that this year might change all of that. Here's Kimball for three. Is their life still in the Wolves? Dusha under pressure from McSwiggan. And I think that was one of those totting up fouls. He's bumped him a few times, and the referee's eventually going to call it. Morsell for three! And it's really getting away from the Wolves now. Plymouth well on top.
That's a killer, isn't it? A statement dunk from Ashley Hamilton and then a three-point shot from Mike Morsell. The Wolves are in trouble here.
They're in big trouble. Raiders off and running. Hamilton has it to the reverse lay-in. And Plymouth are accelerating towards the semi-finals in Leicester next week. Wigan inside to Williams. And the defence is up and McGill is away. Boutneck chasing him back. McGill lays it in. It's a 20-point game. Plymouth have pulled right away here in the fourth at the beginning.
And this is what this Plymouth Raiders team has got. It's got that defensive prowess to turn games on their head, and they've been suffocating the Wolves' offense at the start of this fourth quarter.
Great block by Hamilton. No, it's not. It's a foul.
Oh, that looks like a really good block from Ashley Hamilton to me. And Boutneck and the Worcester Wolves fans will be very grateful to hear the whistle on that occasion.
Here's another look at it.
Block shot in my book.
Well, it's been an incredibly competitive season in the British Basketball League. There are actually statistical numbers that you can prove that the competitive balance in the league is as good as it's ever been this year. I don't quite know how it works, but there is numbers out there that say it. But we're a few minutes away from the top four being the last four. Dusha for three!
Wow, LBC Dusha with a deep three to perhaps put the exclamation mark on this win.
Well, Worcester have called a timeout, but I'm not sure there's too much in the Matt Newby playbook that can do anything about this here. His team have run a very good race over 67, 68 minutes or something like that, but it's only going one way from here.
It is, and just the confidence and the positive energy from this Plymouth Raiders team, and the loudest bench in the league is the loudest at the moment too. It's all interlinked, Dan. But the green of Plymouth Raiders are looking pretty healthy right now. I think it goes back to what you were saying is well done with the being the most competitive league. And when I looked at the Sheffield Sharks, who were fifth in the league this year, and they had a 15-15 record, meaning that everyone below them had a losing record, which says to me that everyone just beat up on everyone. So maybe that's I don't know, one of those tangible stats that indicates why it has been such a competitive league this year.
Well, over the course of trying to think, when did we start now? It's November time, was it, till now, so 7-8 months. The four best teams finished in the top four spots, and we're 7.5 minutes away from those four teams having battled their way to the semi-finals of the playoffs to have one more snipe at it. And well, it's going to be interesting the way they match up in those games, because you've got second against third as Burns misses the three. Jordan Williams will miss as well. He'll have another go at it. He'll keep going, but nothing doing. And of course, what that second against third is London against Plymouth, a rematch of the trophy final that, of course, London won, and Plymouth will have some revenge on their mind in that, I'm sure.
Wow, that was a massive block there from Elijah Burns. Mike Morsell thought he had a guaranteed basket there, but Elijah Burns smacks that one out of bounds.
And it's turned over. Boutneck away. Anderson driving in, and then he's gone down hurt. And then the 1-4 matchup is the old guard, if you like, the rivals of the last 10 years or so, Leicester and Newcastle going head-to-head. So the way they've fallen is pretty tasty, really.
It is. It's pretty exciting. I think if you had to write the script, you would match them up in that exact way, just because of the history and obviously the Plymouth Raiders and the London Lions short-term rivalry of this year. So no, very exciting times, Dan.
We are in that rare position of getting to the end of the season with 3 teams already with a trophy in the cabinet. Leicester obviously won the league, London the trophy, Newcastle the cup, and Plymouth will be hoping we get the even rarer scenario of 4 different teams winning. Kimball kicked out, foul call.
Well, if 4 different teams win 4 different competitions, that will be the most competitive league in history. Has that been done before?
Yeah, it has, yeah. It's been a while. I think 2004-05 or something was the last time. It's been a while. Kimball, whose foot did that come off? The referee says it's Dusha, so it's not a backcourt. And Kimball knocks down the 3.
Finally gets one to go, and he's someone he's been a huge part of this Worcester Wolves team this year, and he's just had unfortunately for him, not been able to productively score today.
Well, there is still the best part of 6 minutes. I know we're already talking about the semi-finals. There is still 6 minutes to go in this game. It's not beyond the realms of possibility that was to come back. But they need some shots to go in like that. And well, maybe we've written them off a little early here. They've cut it to 13.
Maybe you're right, Dan, and I got suckered into it as well. But a 13-point game, and I've just seen the course of this game. The Plymouth Raiders have been better on both ends of the floor, and I think their discipline and their experience will take them over. But hey, one last push from the Worcester Wolves, and like you said, anything's possible. They've cut the deficit pretty quickly there.
Well, this is the thing. 21 was the largest lead, so they've taken 8 out of where the peak was. This is the thing now. If you're Worcester, you're like, we got 5.5 minutes. Let's just throw everything at it, see what happens. We might not get all the way back, but let's go out swinging.
Yeah, no, I think that's the mentality that the Wolves need to take here. Nothing to lose in the corner. Let's see what we can do, because you look at the time. You're right, 5:33 left. If you can get this within sensible reach here, it makes things a lot tighter for the Plymouth Raiders. Every possession then is a little bit more stressful, a little bit more high pressure, and that's how you see teams turn on their head. 2
more scores without reply, get it into single figures, and you ask the question, don't you? That's the thing. I mean, from what we've seen over the course of the season, from what we've seen today, you feel like if you ask the question, Plymouth will still have the answer, but you ask the question nonetheless.
The trend of this game, Plymouth Raiders are battered away any type of run or comeback for the Wolves.
Neighbour trying to do that. McGill gets the rebound, and Anderson's going to get called for the foul.
And that's what the Wolves cannot do. They cannot afford to get stops or force Plymouth Raiders into missing shots and not secure the defensive rebound. Amis.
Neighbour going to the hook. Tip loose. Wolves come away with it.
Boutnett's done good there to dig in and help.
Kimball going all the way to the finger roll, and hang on, it's down to 11.
Lamar Kimball. They needed him to show up, and he's a little bit late, but he's not too late, because he's putting points on the board right now.
Dusha, McGill in the corner. He takes the 3, and he settles any nerves there may have been.
Ricky McGill, that's huge, isn't it? Absolutely relishes those opportunities to kill the opposition.
Anderson with a step back, it comes out to Boutnet. Boutneck's going to take a three and bank it in.
Oh, goodness, though. Take them any way they can.
Miguel. Dusha. Morcell. Backy down, getting all the way to the rim.
He has such a good knack for where the rim is, doesn't he?
He's going to get a tee here. Oh, he's lucky he's getting a warning instead. Well, Matt Newby, he thought he was fouled, which is why he was complaining about it. Matt Newby said he's already had a warning. The warning he got in the first half was a delay of game warning rather than a verbals warning. So that's why it isn't an automatic technical. Kimball driving in, he's fouled.
Incredible how Kimball's been able to turn his fortunes around. No professional basketball player, ever shoot shots to miss on purpose. His energy's been great. He's been trying, but for whatever reason, he hasn't been able to shoot the ball as consistently as usual. But how he's been able to change his shooting patterns here, or at least production pattern, it's been quite remarkable. It's his mental toughness in that sense to not clock out.
They've missed 6 free throws in the game. Seven. Dusha. Hamilton. Back out to Dusha. Jarobia. It is a defensive foul.
Strange.
Maybe just pulled him onto him. That's what the referee saw. Back to McGill. Good read from Boutneck to knock it loose.
Well, a very rare occasion that McGill's made the wrong decision there on the pass. He's been excellent at that today.
Foul called on Hamilton. Ball is loose. Hamilton has it. Here's McGill for 3. Rebound, Boutneck.
Well, they didn't need that one. It was a very rushed shot there, but
Here's Kimball. Boutneck. Boutneck for 3. Got caught. He'll shoot 3, I think. Is he behind the arc? Yeah.
I think he was. And a little bit too overzealous there from Ricky McGill. Plymouth Raiders have got the luxury here to just contest and be smart and stay strong. And I think he just intruded on his landing space there, which is deemed a foul. Well, it's 10. There's 2:36 to go.
It's 12 on aggregate. I don't think they'll get nervous, but a score would settle it if they did, particularly if it was a 3. He misses it. Here comes Boutneck. Boutneck, Kimball for 3. Oh, if that had gone in. Burns has wrapped him up. Oh, no. I thought there was going to be a jump ball there, but
it almost was.
And it would have been a Wolves possession. Oh, they've turned it over, have they? No. Morcell, yes. Ball is all over the place. That's going to be on Hamilton. Diving on the floor. But because Boutneck got there first, he took his legs.
Brandon Anderson's hands are exceptional today. How many of those as he did tonight? It's quite remarkable.
Well, this is possibly the best outcome here for the Wolves, because they've got a chance to put points on the board without any seconds ticking. Boutneck at the foul line, who hasn't missed yet tonight. If this one goes in, there's 10 points between them on aggregate. It would still take something incredible. Plymouth will want to take some time out of the clock here, I'm sure. Take some air out of the ball. Well, they're going to go to the free throw line, because that is the 5th foul on the Wolves in this quarter, and Dusha will shoot. LVC shooting 77.5% from the line this season.
It's been another solid game from LVC Dusha. He just comes off the bench and provides the energy, but also provides calmness sometimes in a chaotic points of games. True point guard, and a guy that's been very productive for this team.
Frees up McGill to be more aggressive in terms of his scoring as well.
Yeah, that's a key point, Dan, and he's done exactly that. Ricky McGill, 24 points and off 10 for 17 shooting.
Anderson misses. Plymouth get the ball, and that's surely that now. With only 90 seconds remaining, Plymouth will try and take... Oh no, Morcell's driving in, gives it to Jarobia for 2. Well, they're not far away now, Plymouth. I sort of gave it to them about 10 minutes ago, but they've weathered the late storm.
Well, they're a team that seems to always find a way to get it done, and that's, I think, an aspect you have to respect of the Plymouth Raiders. They'll lose a Prince eBay or Uviaro, and they still continue to win. Their MVP candidate in Ashley Hamilton goes down, and they find ways to win. And now you've got a Chris Porter-Bunton, who's their import player, who's not playing today, but yeah, there's no excuses there. They come up with ways to win, and they are a minute and 15 seconds away from stamping their spot.
Well, they've really turned it around. If you think the early season in the league campaign, they were obviously really good in the cup group, but in the league campaign they stuttered a little bit at the beginning, and then, boy, once they found their feet, they just got rolling. I think back to that, it was a game in Newcastle. I think it was in December, late December or something, and they lost by a point, and they'd lost something like 4 out of 5 or something like that. And you were thinking, oh, they're wobbling a bit here, and then they just reeled out win after win after win after win.
I mean, they're still trying to find their identity. In all honesty as well, I think that their expectation I think a lot of people feel like there's always big budgets always correlate to winning programs, which, look, it really helps, of course, but it doesn't always necessarily result in that. And this, I think the Plymouth Raiders, a lot of people were talking about them winning championships and them winning this, and when it didn't really materialise early on, I think that added to the pressure there of down in the southwest. But I think along the way they found an identity, and this is a good team that's found ways to win and went on immense runs this season.
McGill is fouled, but we're basically playing out time here. 15 points on aggregate. Another impressive stat line for Ricky McGill. 25 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, a block.
I don't think I've seen too many stat sheets with him as well, shooting over 20 shots on a poor percentage as well. He's really quite efficient in his productivity, which is again another asset in a scoring point guard.
And again, it took him a little while to adjust to the league as well. His numbers weren't great in the first sort of 10 games or so, but boy, has he been heating it up in the last couple of months. Really, since that couple of semi-finals against Surrey, got them into the trophy final, and he almost single-handedly got them over the line against London. They were really struggling, and he dragged them back into that final.
Well, sometimes it just takes time, doesn't it? I mean, Ricky McGill was one of those guys that came in late. He was originally supposed to join the team, I believe, at the start of the season, and something had happened, and it wasn't until a little bit later where he joined. So that's always difficult, I think, to come into a new team, but also to move to a new continent and try and settle in very unique circumstances as well of this year. But he found a way to settle, and when he got settled, boy, did we see what he can do.
Well, Matt Newby's going to call his final time out of the season with 50 seconds to go. Can't imagine they're going to find the 16 points they need in those 50 seconds.
No, but we saw it last night, didn't we? And Coach Kapoulis and Bristol Flyers, these coaches coaching to the last second, always looking to improve, always looking to get something out of their players.
It's been a difficult year, really, for Worcester. You think back in the beginning, they had those issues with getting their permit players in, and early season in the Cup, they were playing with Matthew Bryan and Manning and Jordan Williams, and they didn't really have great numbers, and they were playing huge, great numbers in terms of bodies. Those two had great numbers in the games, yeah. But they were playing a lot of minutes for not many guys, and they just kept sort of slogging their way through. And then the permit guys came in, and they had to make an adjustment, and they've had various different injury problems. Obviously, Anderson's been out, just come back. Mike Parks went down. It has been a slog of a season. But he's sort of wrung as much out of it, Matt Newby, as he possibly could through the whole thing. Yeah,
I would agree with that statement. They've had some horrid luck and some very difficult circumstances. But look, they were a team that were quite cemented in the playoffs too. It wasn't really a struggle for them to get in there. But now they've done very, very well under some very difficult circumstances, and you can't help but think that is an optimistic future for them if Coach Newby can get some of these players back next year.
Well, it would be interesting to see the whole team play, like for a run of games, and they haven't really had that, and that's been part of their problem, and they've given it a good old go. It's going to end up looking like a massive margin in the aggregate at the end of 80 minutes, but for at least 65, 67, 68 minutes, they were right there.
That game one was incredible, Dan. I was sitting there watching it, I couldn't take my eyes off it. It was incredible, and I think both teams displayed some high intensity, good caliber basketball. And in particular, the Worcester Wolves, again, they were playing, I think, with the best of them, which the Plymouth Raiders are. They are, arguably one of the best teams in the league this year. And Yeah, it's just a shame this has to come to a close. You know, this is where I now push for a series. I want a 3-game, 5-game series, just because we've seen some great battles in this, even in this short, structured playoff.
Well, the Plymouth Raiders will dribble it out, and they will head to Leicester. A semi-final date with the London Lions awaits for the Plymouth Raiders. They are through to the Final Four. They've won by 15 on the night, by 17 on aggregate. And, well, but for a slow start in this game, they've been relatively comfortable. They couldn't shake them off until the end, but they were in the lead once they overcame that slow first quarter.
Yeah, I think the third quarter was the telling signs there. I think Worcester made a push there to try and break into this game and create some sort of havoc for the Plymouth Raiders, but every time they came knocking, the Plymouth Raiders responded, whether that be a defensive stop or a score or an offensive rebound here. Plymouth Raiders were just the more dominant team and the more disciplined team throughout the course of the game, and I think they really showed their class throughout the longevity of the 40 minutes.
And another 40 minutes for Ricky McGill, but when he's doing as much as he's doing, you don't want to take him out of the game, and if he's physically capable of going up and down for that length of time, why not?
Yeah, he's young, right? He's got young legs. 29 points, 7 assists for him, but I think most impressively, 61% field goal shooting for him, and these aren't layups too, these are high degree difficulty shots here. We're talking about shooting behind screens, pull-up jump shots, off the dribble, in between two defenders. So Ricky McGill just, he was a big part as well of silencing the runs of the Worcester Wolves. Those killer threes that will put your belief to bed.
He certainly was, and well, they will enjoy this. They won't celebrate too much because this isn't the destination for them. They've got their eyes on that final and on getting some silverware. They came into the season with that attitude, and they will still have that right now.
Yeah, for sure. And you've got Paul James as well, someone who's been there and done that and won silverware, so he'll be happy with the win, of course, but we'll be back to the drawing board, and all eyes now are on the semi-finals, and London Lions now another chance to have a challenge at them.
Yes, indeed, that will be next up for them, but a fantastic performance over the 80 minutes for them, and we have once again Ricky McGill, MVP yet again. Ricky, tremendous performance for you and the team tonight.
Yeah, we just came out and played for 4 quarters, man. I mean, we was getting stops on defense. I mean, we was a little lackadaisical coming into the third, but we just had to pick each other up and get the win.
And credit to Wolves, they hung about all the way through the game. You finally managed to knock them out in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we just had to buckle down. Like I said, just play defense and stop their best players and get the win. And
yourself, you've been playing so fantastically for the last couple of months in the season. You must come into every game super confident.
Oh, yeah. I mean, my guy just told me to play with confidence. I mean, that's how I play. I just play with confidence, shoot the ball, put the ball in the hole, and get the win for my team.
And you guys now face London Lions in the semi-finals. Obviously, you saw them in the trophy final. Maybe a chance for a bit of revenge for you?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we're going to come out and play all 4 quarters and try and get a win.
Well, good luck in that semi-final. Well done today.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, he was once again magnificent. You sort of run out of things to say about him every week because he brings it every game.
Well, he's a guy that does his, does his does his talking with his actions, isn't he? He's very confident in nature. Even in the interview there, he's very matter of fact. And look, I just come to play, and I believe in myself, I believe in our team, and I'm paid to win basketball games. I quite like that mentality, and boy, is he such a big part of this Plymouth Raiders team. And I think with all the chaos going around as well, with all of the injuries or players departing, he's been that constant, I think, rock for them in their productivity.
He certainly has, and it's like a release valve, an outlet valve. When they need a score, he finds a way of getting one for them. And it sounds straightforward, but that's actually quite useful for a team when you really desperately need a bucket. You've got a guy that everybody feels comfortable. Give him the ball, whether it's getting to the basket or a little pull-up halfway through. He's more likely than not going to score in that situation.
Well, it's rare that you get guys that can create so well for themselves. And again, I can't re-emphasize enough. He's a guy that shoots the ball, efficiently. It's easy to get 20 points when you take 25 shots, etc. But Ricky McGill here, we're looking at 11 for 18, 29 points, and 7 assists to go with that as well. Let's not forget he's a scoring point guard, yes, but he's got his teammates involved as well.
Well, let's hear from his coach. Paul James is down courtside. PJ, congratulations on getting through to the semi-final. A little bit of a slow start, but once you took control of the game in the second quarter, you always had them at arm's length.
Yeah, it was. We weren't going to lose that game tonight. We feel as a number 3 seed, and we weren't treated properly by the BBL or by the Worcester organisation this week. So we were a little bit fired up with that. We had a slow start, but it was just one of those games where we were going to do whatever it took to win the game. And I thought the guys did a tremendous job fighting through all the stuff we've been through in the last few days.
And the Wolves sort of hung on to you, but you really landed that knockout blow at the start of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and we knew that they weren't out of sight, and that they were going to keep playing hard. Matt's done a great job with those guys and to get them playing hard, and so we knew they wouldn't go away. But we had a spell there where we kept them scoreless, and we scored the ball pretty well and kind of opened up that gap and kind of controlled the game from then on in.
And Ricky McGill, I mean, he's doing it every week. Another 29 points for him, 21 for Mike Massell as well. Those two tremendous scoring weapons for you.
They've done a phenomenal job over these last 2 games. They've carried the team somewhat in the scoring, but the whole team effort really just defensively and just fighting when times it looked like we were dead and buried. We've fought as a group. We've enjoyed playing together with each other, and we're not ready for it to be finished just yet. So I'm really pleased that we've been able to win this game tonight and progress to the semi-final.
Another shot at the London Lions in the semi-final.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. We're a little bit beaten up now, obviously a little bit more short-handed, but we're going to go away, try and rest and prepare as best we can and give it the best shot we can.
Well, good luck with that. We'll see you next week.
Great, thank you.
Paul James, it's been a landmark year for him, of course, with the 1,000th game. Nobody's anywhere near that in the history of the BBL. He'll be hoping he can crown off a landmark season with a trophy at the end of it.
Yeah, I'm sure he is, Dan, and I don't think we give enough credit as well to the coaches who have been there and won before. As critics, we're very much big on players and what the players are doing and how productive they are. But you've got coaches in this league, Rob Paternoster, Coach PJ, coaches that have been there and done it, and you see the value that adds. When they've got teams every year that sometimes are completely different teams every year, but yet these coaches find ways to get to semi-finals, to get to finals, and win trophies.
Well, he will be hunting down another one. There are plenty of success in Paul James's cabinet over those years, both as a player and as assistant coach, as a head coach. He's done it all, and he'll be hoping that his season still has 3 more games in it. They've definitely got 2 more against the London Lions, and they'll be looking to take the Lions on in Leicester next week and see if they can book themselves a place in the final, which of course now is just over a week away as the conclusion to the season nears here. But for the Worcester Wolves, their season has ended here today, and as we talked about it, it's been a lot of challenges, a lot of bumps in the road for Matt Newby and his team, but they fought all the way through, and they fought all the way through this game. I'm pleased to say he's with us now courtside. Matt, I mean, your guys, tremendous effort out there. You were able to just about hang on in until the start of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, credit to Plymouth. They anted up. They did a little bit more in terms of making it difficult for us to execute our half court. We probably didn't do enough defensively to get the transition going neither, but a credible performance from a credible team, and that's all you can ask for, really.
Yeah, and you started the game well again, as you did in the first leg. Where did you think Plymouth got on top in the second quarter?
I think they began to assert themselves. The ball went to the right places at the right times. They attacked Jordan after his second foul, and you've got to look as a coach, how you balance the foul count and the guys that are recruiting them. And I think they were just smart where they went in the offense.
And I know it's hard a couple of minutes after the season has come to an end, but how do you reflect on it? I know it's been a challenging one for you with everything you've had to deal with, but you guys kept bouncing back with whatever cards were dealt.
Yeah, I think intentionally we went with a young team. Had that team had the ability to maybe form in the early season like others, you'd maybe seen a different brand of basketball, the offence at pace, and a stronger adherence to the defensive design. But like I say, all you want to do is be credible on the night, and these guys have been credible. I would say 90% of the time. We've taken some very, very strong units to close games. We've beaten a high percentage of the top teams at least once, and I'm really proud of what they've done as individuals and as a unit.
And so you should be. Thanks for talking to us, Matt.
Cheers.
Well, it is a disappointing end for the Worcester Wolves, but for 4 teams, we carry on to next week, and the top 4 have made it through. Tuesday and Thursday are the semi-finals. The Leicester Raiders and the Newcastle Eagles will go head-to-head, and so too will the London Lions and the Plymouth Raiders. 4 remain. Only 2 can reach the final a week, and Sunday both Ant and I will be there. Make sure you join us. It's all live on Sky Sports. But before we get there, we need to find out who is going to reach the final of the WBBL playoffs. We have 2 semi-finals tomorrow. The league champions, the Sevenoaks Suns, are taking on the underdogs, the Newcastle Eagles, who had the big shock in the quarterfinals, knocking out the number 2 seed Leicester Riders. Can they do it again? That game tips off at 5 p.m. tomorrow. We'll be on air 7 minutes beforehand, and that is followed by the Nottingham Wildcats and the London Lions going head-to-head in the second semi-final. It will be another cracking day of British basketball. Make sure you join us tomorrow evening for that double header. But for now, for Ant, I've been Daniel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye.
Gotta keep the flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't none of that. Going till there ain't none. Keep the flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't none of that. Going till there ain't none. Keep the flame on that. Going till there ain't none.